Hello guys and welcome to another video. Wow, there are so many new wheels announced this year, it's really difficult to know which one is the best. This time I would like to compare the Begode MASTER versus the KingSong S20. So I'm going to go spec by spec, give a point to the winner of each, and then at the end of the video we will know which one, in my opinion, is the best wheel between the Begode MASTER and the KingSong S20. Design-wise, the S20 and the Master look quite similar. They both use this concept of a modular design with a skeleton shape of the wheel, then around that they put the battery, and then around that they put the pads. On top of it you have a seat and a display. The suspension system is also well visible at the back of the wheel. Color-wise, the KingSong S20 is available in red and black versus the Master that will be available in black and in red. However, the look of the S20 looks way more interesting than the Master. The S20 looks like straight off of an anime, so I'm gonna give the point to the KingSong S20 design-wise. Suspension-wise, the KingSong S20 uses a spring coil type of suspension. That's something that is quite new in the EUC world, and it's also adjustable without the need of any kind of pump. On the Master, Begode put a more traditional type of air suspension, like you can see on the S18 or more recently on the Begode Hero. Suspension-wise, I'm gonna give it a draw and give a point to the S20 and the Master. Why is that? I got to test the S20 and I was not really impressed by the suspension. I mean, in my opinion, the suspension of the S20 with the spring coil system didn't bring anything new in terms of suspension feeling versus another wheel with suspension. I'm also not expecting the Master suspension to be drastically different versus other wheels, so that's why I'm saying it's a draw between the two wheels. Battery-wise, the KingSong S20 has a capacity of 2220 Wh. It's a 126 volt wheel. The KingSong S20 is also equipped with a smart BMS, so you'll be able to monitor the cells of your battery packs. The battery packs are LG50LT. The Begode Master, on the other hand, is delivered with a quite interesting battery setup. Basically, you can order it with 6 types of battery packs, from the Samsung 50E to the Litec battery pack Molicel P42A. I'm not gonna go in detail of what are the pros and cons of each of these battery packs. I'll let you do your own research, but basically you can really customize the type of battery packs you want on the Master. So depending on the battery pack you choose, the top end battery capacity of the Master will be 2400 Wh. On this one, I'm gonna give the point to the Master because the top end battery capacity is superior to the one of the S20, and you can also customize the type of battery you want. The Begode Master doesn't have a smart BMS like the S20, but in my opinion, the battery pack offer of the Master is superior. You're gonna get slightly more range on the Master than on the S20. So speed-wise, what do we got? Begode advertises the Master as being a wheel with a free spin of 69.5 miles per hour. From that free spin, you remove 10 miles per hour and you got potentially the riding top speed of that wheel, which will be more or less 60 miles per hour. It's huge! So having a potential top speed of 60 miles per hour on a wheel means like you can safely ride 50 miles per hour. When I use safely, it means without getting the risk of cutout. On the KingSong S20, we got an advertised top speed of 43.5 miles per hour. It's a huge progress versus the previous KingSong wheels. Unfortunately, versus the Master, it's quite weak. The S20 has a good performance that is on par versus a Begode 100 volt wheel or a Sherman, but versus the Master, unfortunately, it's quite behind performance-wise. So I'm gonna give the point to the Master speed-wise. When we talk about extra features, what do we got with the KingSong S20 and the Master? On the KingSong S20, so we got a seat at the top of the wheel, we got a display, we got spikes pedals, we got a trolley handle, and we got a kickstand. From a pure street riding perspective, I really like the spiked pedals of the S20. They securely hold your feet while not locking you too much. The wheel has also a rear light. In my S20 first impression video, I've mentioned that the seat is not great on the S20. The seated experience is not safe at all. You cannot brake very well on that wheel. So even if there is a seat for the S20, I think it really depends on the rider's height. And as I said, I don't really advise to ride seated on the S20. Regarding the other extra features of the wheel, trolley, display, side pads, I quite like them. I think the S20 is a full package wheel. In terms of extra features, The Begode MASTER also delivers quite well. It's equipped with CNC spiked pedals. These pedals are quite comfortable. The top of the wheel can be used as a seat. In the middle of the wheel, you have a trolley handle. So having a trolley handle in the middle of the wheel is quite comfortable. On top of the wheel, you also have a display, and I think that display is way more visible than the one on the S20. The display on the Master is more at the front versus the one on the S20, which is quite in the middle. It has also front light and rear light as well. So both wheels have quite similar features, but I'm gonna give the point to the Master for two reasons. The first reason is that the top seat of the wheel seems more usable than the one on the S20. On the S20, you have a really small surface to sit, versus on the Master, which seems to propose more surface. And secondly, the display on the Master is way better than the one on the S20. So for this reason, I'm gonna give the point to the Master in terms of extra features. So overall, after checking all the specs of both of these wheels, with a score of 4 points for the Master and 2 points for the S20, it's clear that the Master is the superior wheel versus the S20. In terms of features, specs, speed, and full package, the Master delivers way more than the S20 for a price that is more or less similar. The KingSong S20 remains an excellent wheel. Like I said before, any new wheel you're gonna get, you're likely not making a mistake in terms of performance. But when I have to choose between the S20 and the Master, I'm gonna go with the Master on this one. That's all I got for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, and I see you next time.